So this is a Jim modified Variac, or a variable auto transformer. It's a beautiful Variac. You know, goes from 0 to 130 volt output with a standard 120 volt input. And Jim didn't like that the thing had only these this one output, and so he go ahead and now it's triple output. He glued this triple outlet on there and wired it in. Here's the input, and he didn't like that the input didn't have a fuse. So there you go. There's a little breaker right there, and with a reset. Jim modified Variac, perfectly useful. Still works great. It's got a limit of 5 amps, and it's wonderful. Very useful. Speaking of variable output devices, he's got a nice signal generator here. Sweep this thing, and then you, of course, you choose the band that you want it on: A band, B band, C band, D band, and then you just look on here to see if you're on D band, and this thing is pointing here, so we're a little over 40,000 hertz of output on D band. And then there's of course a power switch, and then this is the amplitude adjust, and sine or square wave in the output. So signal generator, very useful. And if you want to measure the frequency that's coming off of that thing, this is one of the ways you can do that. It's a frequency counter. And you got function select right there: sine wave, square wave, AC, DC. No, yeah. And then there you choose the range of the frequencies and power and input and the readout, of course. And another way to measure the output of a signal generator would be an oscilloscope. This is a beautiful antique oscilloscope, 100% analog. It's marked as a DC oscilloscope. I don't know if you can read that. Right, yeah, right there, DC oscilloscope. So it's got a very small little display amongst this big circle, and all kinds of adjusts. It looks like it has 2 inputs, because it has 2 sets of knobs, unless one of these is the trigger settings. That's volts gain. No, it's one input. One input. Analog oscilloscope. Focus, intensity, positions, up and down. Yeah, it's one input. Oh, and there's a phase adjust. Beautiful machine. You can see how huge it is in the back. So it's guaranteed to still work. I'll fire it up and make sure it still works, but of course it does. Jim took very good care of his tools. So that's it for signaling output devices.